Hi, my name is Michael Mahoney. This is my toolbox talk for electrical panel safety. Um, One of the reasons why I chose to talk about this is because it is one of the most common things. One of the most common things I see is people not giving enough clearance for the electrical panels, and plus people don't always really know how to handle electrical safety due to it being so specific. Um, my objective here is to show you the importance of maintaining your electrical panels and for everyone to be able to remember the clearance, which is 36 inches. For me, electrical fires are one of the scariest fires because it may happen in the background and you may not even know it. And in some of these, in previous cases that I found, is that blocking your electrical panels, like with multiple items, or using electrical panel room for storage, may cause delays in the fire alarm, and so that's just really bad. Um, but most of the time, you don't know how the fire started, at least at the initial of the fire. So you just have to either fight or flight. Um, it is something when in looking at it will get overlooked because it might not be right there, right in front of your face. Not saying that like you won't see it because there are fire inspectors that will see stuff or see electrical fire hazards a lot easier than others, and I know I've seen some fire inspectors in the past and they overlook electrical panels getting blocked, and then overusage of extended wires, which are only allowed in temporary use. But some places that I worked for use it as the main source of their power and like as a permanent, not a temporary. Um, and the fire and with electrical things, it's something that you can use every day that you never realize is faulty. And all the time we see people use equipment with damaged wiring and all of that. All right, so I just want to ask a couple questions. Like, you don't have to answer them out loud, of course, but who has seen one of these in the workplace as an electrical panel, and you most likely have one at home, and I guarantee you're probably more comfortable with the one at home than the one in your workplace. Um, but if you know what it is there something blocking it? Does it have the 36 inches of clearance that it is required by OSHA? If not, then why is that? Or if it's a room, and when you see one of these, is it a room full of them? And is that room also being used as storage? Because I see that a lot too, where there is a room full of electrical panels and it's filled to the brim with miscellaneous stuff, being like bins, very flammable materials, as in like cardboard. They put trash in it, and I just get confused because I'm like, you understand that like that runs our operation here, and you want to store flammable things in it, which a fire doubles every 30 seconds, and now you want to give it more of an ignition source so now it could start even faster and spread even faster, and maybe a flashover can happen. But again, just remember 36 inches of room for each electrical panel. I left the slide blank because this is an scenario, and I wanted just to go off the head because you can't always plan for every scenario, and every scenario is very different. The way I see this is one, a fire started. What is your first initial reaction? Most of you guys would be most likely will say grab the fire extinguisher and start fighting it. Okay, you use the fire extinguisher and you use the fire extinguisher, and now you just notice you had to run away because you used one already, and two, the fire alarm didn't go off because there's an electrical fire and it was caused by an electrical panel that was blocked, which caused the electrical panel to be a little bit slower than what we would want it to be, which it should have gone off almost instantaneously or very, very close to the fire starting. So a couple minutes go by, right? Like, it's now the cardboard that you have in there is now starting on fire and everything's going by faster. And the customers that you have don't know, and some of your employees already went through the back entrance that is in the kitchen. Who's gonna tell those people that are sitting in line, are waiting in line, eating their food, like getting stuff, that there's a fire going on if the fire alarm is not going off yet? What I want to ask? Don't answer this. Like, of course, this is all in your head. what is your plan if something like this were to happen? Like, is there someone designated, or is there communication between workers on what is going on? Is there the sprinkler system up to date? I mean, I would hope so, of course. Like, it should be checked every month per OSHA, I believe. But that being said, like, do you guys communicate? Is it fight for your, like, just survive yourself? Or what is the thing? How often you guys practice it? Because it should be pretty often, and once a month again. So what is the situation? Like, well, the way I see it is fire started, fire alarm didn't go off. You try to fight it, it didn't work. You now protect yourself. But let's say in a better situation, you start warning everyone, fire alarm goes off, everyone knows, like, let's get the hell out of here. But now you have a couple people on fire, so what is the next step? You would want to say, well, first off, call 911, right? That is, fire started, you couldn't fight it, call 911 while trying to save yourself and other people if you can. That is the ideal scenario. But that doesn't always happen. Scenarios change, and not everyone is able to get out clean-scathed. So what I want to my whole point of this slide is you can't plan for every scenario. You can only plan for the general scenario. But just make sure that everything is planned and you have a plan to fight. And what could help with this plan is making sure everything is in order and giving your electrical panels room, 36 inches of room that they need. And plus, don't use your electrical rooms as storage. It helps so much that you don't even understand. This is just going to go off my earlier points. Electrical panels has a higher chance of causing a fire due to heat. And then it may set a delay in the fire alarm system. And then in a office setting, 3,340 fires happen. And 12% of those are electrical fires. And most of those are preventable if everyone followed OSHA and FPA's rules. These are just questions to think about. You don't have to answer them to me. These are just questions that I would want to just throw in your head so you could think about it. Do you know where the nearest fire extinguisher is around the electrical panels? Do you know the clearance? You guys better. I said it like 100 times now. 36 inches. Do you know what to do when the fire breaks out? Going back to the scenario, what are the steps that you will have to take when the fire breaks out? Do you know what type of fire extinguisher is needed when you're fighting an electrical fire? And then, just to finish off everything, is remember the magic number is 36 inches is what you need for an electrical panel. I hope you understand that fires do break out pretty frequently, because remember, that was only the statistic that I showed you is only office areas. I did not find the statistics for construction or just general manufacturing. This is just office buildings, which have a lot, in most workplaces, has a lot less electricity like hazards than a manufacturing building that has multiple machines running at once. And then construction, depending on what it is, but that has higher chances because they have tools that may have faulty wiring. But this is just a reminder to 36 inches of room. 36 inches of room. But this was my toolbox talk. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask. Thank you.